Are defaults over 3 years ignored?
No, I wouldn't say they're ignored. I always say to clients, be honest and upfront and totally.
Well, you can't really be anything. I'm sure
You've
some
got to
people
declare everything,
because it will come out in the wash, won't it?
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've got a CCJ, county court judgment, or you've got a default against anything that comes under the Finance blah blah Act 19 blah blah blah, tell your broker, because you're going to save yourself.
Even if it's not on the credit report, because
right, okay. So what? There could be something that's not on your credit report that shows up in a.
Yeah, they're not always gospel. So if you know that you've had some adverse credit or you've had some issues, and I'm not just that, could even be voters' role, that could be wrong on there, and that can affect getting a mortgage as well. If there's anything that's not on your credit report, always tell your broker, because as long as you're honest and clear with them, we will be able to do our job properly, and it doesn't waste anybody's time.
Okay, so
it's not. I'm not saying you can't get a mortgage, because there are a lot of specialist lenders out there that will totally look at it.
So specialist lenders that look at things like adverse credit still exist.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I think a lot of people were under the impression that obviously, again, it depends on people's ages, but we had the last crash was 2008, there or thereabouts.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then, as I understand it, the whole financial sector of mortgages was re-regulated again in 2014, where they made it much harder for people to get a mortgage that they genuinely couldn't afford. In other words, you had to prove affordability before they were offered that mortgage.
Yeah, it's just being sensible, really. We have to go through a process where we make sure it's affordable for the client. So, so they don't come unstuck and get in financial difficulty.
So you could, because it's never ceased to amaze me. One of my sons was at one time a bank manager for Barclays, and he told me stories that used to make my hair curl. That, people that were millionaires getting turned down for mortgages because they'd had a default on their mobile phone bill 2 years beforehand, and just genuinely and theoretically they had enough money in their bank to pay cash for the house, but they couldn't get a mortgage because they'd forgot to pay a £25 bill.
Yeah.
So do they still come off after 6 years? Or is that a fallacy as well?
No, it depends on the if it's a default, if it's a CCJ, if it's...
The CCJs come off after 6, yeah?
It depends on whether it's cleared, satisfied, and all of that type.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
But if it's cleared and satisfied, do they still not come off straight away?
No, not straight away.
Do they not?
No. It will be on the credit file, but I would always advise, even if it is over 6 years, just mentioning it, because it's always good. I can always go to a lender and just be upfront and clear with them. Right, they've had this, and they will say, we won't even bother looking at that, or I need to add it down. Because as long as I've been honest with them, or the client's been honest with me, it's when you're not upfront that they won't even take consideration. It's good to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.